Good afternoon, Southwest Florida. I'm Bri Walling. This Naples Herald Lunch Break is sponsored by our friends at Fusillo Kia of Cape Coral. This afternoon, we'll tell you about SpaceX's test flight putting on a spectacular show, Florida looking to remove Confederate holidays from state calendars, and more. Today is Wednesday, February 7th, and this is the Lunch Break. SpaceX's big new rocket blasted off yesterday on its first test flight, carrying Musk's red Tesla, aiming for an endless road trip past Mars. The Falcon Heavy rose from the same launch pad used by NASA nearly 50 years ago when sending man to the moon was an astonishing feat. With liftoff, the Heavy became the most powerful rocket in use today. The 3 boosters and 27 engines roared to life at Kennedy Space Center as thousands gathered for the scenes unmatched since NASA's last rocket flight. 2 of the boosters, both recycled from previous launches, returned minutes later for stunning simultaneous side-by-side touchdowns at Cape Canaveral. There was no immediate word on whether the 3rd booster, brand new, made it onto the drone platform 300 miles offshore. Other than the sports car, there were a few other items blasted into space in a protected storage unit, like Isaac Asimov's science fiction series Foundation, and a plaque that holds the names of more than 6,000 SpaceX employees. Musk has decided against flying passengers on the Heavy, and instead will accelerate development of an even bigger rocket to accommodate deep space crews. His ultimate goal is to establish a city on Mars. After more than a century, birthdays of Confederate General Robert E. Lee and Confederate President Jefferson Davis, along with a Confederate Memorial Day, would no longer be legal holidays in Florida under a bill approved by a Senate committee. However, the bill must still get through 2 additional committees to reach the Senate floor. Bill sponsor Lauren Book said her goal isn't to erase history, but to undercut tributes to the Confederacy, which upheld the institution of slavery and perpetuated inequality and division within our country. Florida has honored Lee's and Davis's birthdays for over a century. Barbara Hemingway of American First Team Manatee, saying President Trump has stood up for the national anthem and our beautiful statues, asked lawmakers to stand up for Florida's history. Other speakers, distancing themselves from neo-Nazis and the KKK, said they were offended by efforts of outsiders without an understanding of the legacy of the region and with a desire to make all things Southern invisible. The hearing on the removal of the holidays came less than a week after the Senate agreed to replace a likeness of Confederate General Edmund Kirby Smith in the National Statuary Hall in Washington with a statue of civil rights leader Mary McLeod Bethune. The statue exchange awaits action by the House, which would make Bethune the first African-American woman to be honored in the National Hall. Disney, the megagiant that already owns inviolable entertainment properties including Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars, is now looking to add Fox's TV and movie studios as it prepares to launch 2 streaming services, one for sports and another focused on entertainment. Revenue in the cable network's business fell 1%, hurt by an ESPN revenue decline. Disney announced a $5 a month price for the ESPN Plus streaming service, which is coming this spring. The services represent Disney's big bet on what the next generation of entertainment will look like. More streaming and more choices. A streaming business is crucial for Disney because the ESPN channel has been losing subscribers as more people ditch cable and satellite TV and stream video on Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu instead. While Disney is trying to brace for the future with the streaming services, questions remain about how they will offer enough to take on well-established services such as Netflix. While understanding the major gamble, Disney is merely dipping its toes in streaming while trying to preserve its traditional business model. The company will have an opportunity to spend more on original programs for the service, but won't have to be as aggressive as Netflix because Disney already has popular brands like Marvel and Pixar. Disney plans to launch the streaming service in late 2019. And that was the lunch break for today. I'm Bri Walling. For your twice daily news fix, head over to the Naples Herald YouTube channel and subscribe. Leave us a comment to let us know your thoughts on the news or what you would like to hear about. The lunch break airs Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. right here at NaplesHerald.com. And don't forget to check out our morning report that also airs Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.